just wanted to go ahead and show this real fast. Here where it says the Lightworker video, this is what I'm going to be uploading here in just a second. I wanted you to see the date. Can you like zoom in so people can actually see that? Okay. Okay, so this is when we actually uploaded it to edit. I actually did it a little bit before this, but I was afraid to post it because of all the stuff that I was getting. But at this time, so many things have happened, and I think it's just important that it gets out because we can change our timeline. It is really essential that people know that things can change as far as a timeline. So listen to what's said, and I guess his speakers aren't working, but we're going to go ahead and hit play so you know that when this is stitched together, you guys will see for yourself that it's the same video. So go ahead and I'm going to back it up some. Okay, so I guess just like look at the paper and I don't know, match it up or however you do that. Go over here so they can see everything and stuff. Hopefully, the other way and whatnot. Okay, and just so you can see the timing on it, it's gonna be like over a little bit of an hour and stuff like that. All right, guys. Leave a comment and like and share and all that stuff, and we'll go ahead and get into more of this because, yeah, it's a big subject. All right, love you. Hey guys, Treasure here. I wanted to do a video on light workers and how we are being called to action right now as far as this pandemic. I'm actually pretty late to the game. I have dealt with being a light worker from a very, very young age. I am an ET abductee. We'll get into more of that stuff later, but I've had many experiences throughout my life. I have proof of those things as well. A lot of them have been, my main ones have been ripped from my emails, and I'm trying to retrieve those, but we'll also get into that later. I was literally told by my guide to try to stay on track here, so I have written down a couple of things, and I just want to explain a small portion as a start as far as this call to action. Now, when I was 13, I was reading a book, and mind you, I basically grew up without parents and everything else. So I was always looking for guidance outside of myself as far as my self-esteem and, you know, as a latchkey kid from home to home to home and on the streets, and it was just, it was hard. And so I started praying and praying and praying, and I started seeing stuff at a very young age, and it scared the crap out of me. Basically, I thought I was going crazy. And then I got this book, and I can't remember the name of it, but I will find it. And it was talking about spiritual guides. And so, as I was reading it, it said if you wanted to meet your guide, to say a prayer, and whatever you hear come through, that will be the name of your guide. So I prayed, and mind you, I'm 40, so long time ago. And the voice said, look around you, and the first name that you see is my name. And so I looked around, and on top of a closet in one of my friend's rooms was a matrix box. And I'm like, matrix? Okay, all right. So that was my guy's name. This was way before the movie The Matrix had nothing to do with that, but it was a stepping tool basically to, God, I feel so much energy right now. It was a stepping tool to get there, to awaken myself as to exactly what's truly been going on. With that being said, I kept rolling around the word matrix and I was like, I can't do it. Like, that's just, it's odd. It doesn't roll off my tongue. It feels weird. So I gave my guide a nickname, and I could never pick up on a gender. I was literally genderless. And I came up with Maddie, because Maddie could be male or female. As time has went on, obviously, this is a fully balanced masculine and feminine entity, interdimensional. I have many stories on these things, but I want to kind of show you a little bit of proof. I've always saw Maddie as blue, and I've seen many different things. We'll get more into it. Okay, I'm trying to stay on track. So as I started to do these readings and start this channel, and I've gotten through 4 signs, it's now March 20th. I'm gonna release them for April 1st, but I felt this was necessary to really like kind of start doing this now. But let me show you, because I do get attacked, as light workers do. Ooh, breathe. I do get attacked because there is a spiritual warfare going on, light versus dark. Now we need both to coexist, but we'll get more into that. Again, I don't want to get off track, but I would like to show you something here. Hopefully this comes through on camera okay. And it's, hold on. I kept seeing stuff out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, I saw a video before, and this guy was like, he has like the most UFO photos and all kinds of stuff. He says he has a feeling, then he just starts snapping pictures, and I thought, well, why not? Okay, because I felt like I was getting attacked, so I had called Maddie in, and started snapping pictures. So forgive all this mess. We are combining as a family to kind of get through this pandemic right now. So we're going through a lot of remodeling and all kinds of stuff. However, when I snap this picture, let me get this glare off, hold on. When I snap this picture, and mind you, I snapped a lot of them. They all kind of did the same thing, but this one was pretty much the neatest one, because it shows both. Right here, you can see, and I thought, oh, well, it could just be from the light, but here's shadows from the light, shadows down here from the light. They're not blue. Get a little more closer up angle. Also, it's in front of the wall. Okay, now I am not computer savvy at all. My son does like all the editing and everything else for my videos, because I really don't know what I'm doing. But then I want to show you when I started just like swiping stuff, because this was taken on a 5G LTE Apple iPhone. Okay, I just started going into the enhancement buttons, and I just kind of kept pushing everything to the right. So then we have this. Okay, now as you can see, this huge orb right here. It's in front of the wall. I told you Maddie's blue. Okay, I felt like I was being attacked. Well, I didn't even notice, but look at this. These dark entities here that were right by me and here she's coming, Shim, Maddie, is coming through, and as you can see, they're shrinking back. They're like, oh shit. So I just want you to see that we're protected by our guides, and it drives out the dark. With that being said, I would like to introduce you to Maddie, hence Matrix. However, Matrix was just a stepping tool to kind of link me to all of this as far as my light worker mission. So that's Maddie. I will put I'll put the pictures on my page too, so you could kind of go back and forth and see for yourself. Both. Let's see if I could just. Gonna work? Go back. Okay, now it wants to be funky, and that happens to me all the time with electricity. That probably happens to a lot of you as far as light workers. The phone I'm using now is my son's phone. It's new to me. I'm just barely starting to kind of learn how to even operate it. 2 phones before I started this both had broke. My first phone, internally, the clock, which is extremely weird, kept pausing on certain hours. It'd be like 111, 911, main action, call to action numbers, 444, all kinds of stuff. And it would be stuck on that time forever. I've had black helicopters follow me everywhere. I've had literally like rings burnt into asphalt of where I pulled up somewhere or was staying and parked at, in apartment buildings that I stayed at. I have seen many different UFOs, but again, my phones always break. I try to upload a lot of this stuff on to my emails, and for some reason my emails usually crash, or the password doesn't work, or something. I was born, and I was debating on whether or not I even wanted to show my face because of my children. I want to protect them, so it kind of freaks me out a little bit. But I was born on Luke Air Force Base. My grandfather was head of radar during Vietnam, like all that stuff. When I really kind of started putting 2 and 2 together is 10 years after his death, my grandmother actually went to the Pentagon, and they flew a flag for him specifically, half staff, and then presented it to her. And I couldn't really understand all that, but I've had a lot happen since then. That's just a little bit of the story. I don't want to get too off topic because I have many, many more. But what I want to get to the point too, as far as guys, I just feel a lot of energy, bear with me. As far as this pandemic, okay, first of all, YouTube is going to be monitored very closely as far as this. Don't be surprised if these videos start going down. Be very careful what you say as far as the pandemic. May even have to come up with a code word for it because it may get flagged. So I went through this. And like I said, I wish I started this a long time ago. The day before the earthquake happened in California, I felt it. I called the actual magnitude, everything. Those of you who I had spoken to, family, friends, my ex at the time, maybe you can go ahead and vouch for me down in the comments below. There's a reason for this. I predicted Stan Lee's death and many, many different things, but he was also a light worker, and I'll get to that.
Now, and I want to be very clear on this, because in the Leo reading, I believe, I said that within 5 to 8 months, they're going to find a vaccine. And I don't know if, and I'm trying not to watch these back because it's just not good for me. So I said within the next 5 to 8 months. Okay. Now, it takes a while for, you know, these things to be approved. They said up to 18 months. Well, 8 and 5 is 13, so it could be as far as 13 months. I think they're going to find one that actually works within the next 5 to 8 months. But it may be longer before they actually can release it out to the public, or this has been around a little bit longer. And if you look on your Lysol bottles, I'm also going to put a video down below. It does say from like May 2019 on some of these bottles that it killed SARS coronavirus. And this is a sister or cousin of that. So I think they might have known a little bit something was coming. I want everyone to know that this is happening for a lot of reasons. I want you all to be very prepared. This is going to affect the economy in a pretty large way. Get prepared now for a very possible economical collapse. Bartering systems may be needed. All of you, those that have already figured out free energy, all kind like stuff like that, canning, whatever the case may be. And I'm not trying to scare anyone, because this is just preparing you now for what might possibly come later. Now, we have a choice, okay? Is there anything else I needed to say on that? Oh yes, okay. This very possibly could be a way to have economic collapse so that the world can come to a one world currency. And hate me or not, a lot of you people who are very religious, and I'll get to that too, believe like that's, you know, post apocalyptic or whatever. But in my opinion, I think everybody should have the same rights as us. I think everybody should have the same health care as us here in America. I think together, I think that's a big part of this. If we work together, we can make this world something so wonderful and beautiful. But the divide and everything else, the way the news spins things and everything, is to create fear. Well, fear-based things are causing us to have a polar shift. And it's stopping us from our enlightenment. Now, I'm going to get to that too. Sorry, guys, I just got to breathe. Now, for those of you who think tarot's wrong, or oracle readings and all that stuff is wrong, I can only vouch for Christianity. Okay? I think basically every single religion is kind of saying the same thing about us all being enlightened as human beings, and that we all have greater gifts than what we even know. Now, if you believe in Christianity, and I can only speak on this, it goes to show, for one, God said in the Old Testament, an eye for an eye. Then the New Testament, it said, turn the other cheek. that goes to show that God is consciousness, and that God also changes its mind. Therefore, there's a spark of God in all of us, and there is what we call a Christ consciousness. There's a change, or some will call the Akashic records, okay? There's a link here between all of us, and the reason I do these readings is so we can all see that we're interconnected, okay? Now, a lot of you, when you start looking into these, you're like, am I going crazy? How do they know that? How do they know this about me? Am I being watched? Like all kinds of stuff. No. We have literally a universal consciousness. Also, if you believe in Christianity, you must believe, and the majority of you do know, that we are in end times. And I don't think it's end times as far as we're all going to die. I think it's just end times as far as, just as God changed his mind before, as a collective, we are getting ready to shift either to light or dark and change again. In the Bible, it says in the end times, and I'm not sure exactly the exact quote, but that God would pour his blessings and gifts onto his sons and daughters, and they shall prophesy. Jesus was found by the 3 wise men, led by a star. Okay, that's astronomy. Astronomy is a sister of astrology. These are all connected. And if all religions could put their differences aside, okay, we would learn so much more about ourselves, because none of it's wrong. However you find your path to God, to your higher self, there's nothing wrong with it. Religion used in the wrong way with ego is the biggest cause of death ever. War, destruction. It's not the way. It's us coming together. I'm not saying don't be religious. I'm not saying any of it's bad. I'm saying read between the lines. Go by your heart compass and realize what was man written and came from the ego, and what actually was channeled, guys, through God or source. Now, let's get into this a little bit more, and we're going to pull some cards. Here we have Gaia. Okay? Gaia is a living organism, a living planet. Now, Gaia is connected to us all. She is crying right now because we have positive light vibrations, and this is all, Earth is all vibrations, everything is energy. We have positive light vibrations, and we have negative dark vibrations. Okay? Now, one can't exist without the other. Reason being is we wouldn't know what one was without the other. So there is a need for balance. There's a need for that, for lessons. Now, when we have the news and everything else going crazy and saying all these things, our vibrations go into a negative space. Also, Gaia's crying because of children, women, men, trafficking, drugs, just abuse in general, and many, many other things. I could go on and on and on, but it makes me sick. But she feels all, this is her heart. the core. She feels all of these things, and therefore the balances tip, okay, between light and dark. The dark tips. This is phase 1. We'll get more into that. When this happens and she cries, we experience volcanoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, and many more things, okay? So that's what we're going through now. This is a natural pandemic. This was not created. This was not man created. This was actually her part in all of this, and our part, because we all signed up for this, to help humanity wake up. Now, all we've known on this earth is the negativity. We've seen some light, sure, but we've never shifted the balances of light up. What did I do with that? Hold on just a second. Oh, here. But if we did, if we all raised our vibrations, we came together spiritually, we learned more about each other and this enlightenment process, because all religions speak of this, and we shift the vibration, okay, which has never been done, we enter into now what is called enlightenment, okay? Here is where we start experiencing our gifts. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's going to start flying or anything else and having rays beamed out of their eyes or anything like that. But Stan Lee was a light worker. He did see this, and we all, if you really look at it, we're obsessed with those kind of movies and comic books and all that stuff, because deep down inside we know that these things are possible. Us as humans, if you look into the alien part of it, and if you're here and you're a light worker, you know we're a petri dish, cesspool of many, many different races. Well, in that being said, we have many, many, many different gifts that are untapped. And a lot of this has been stifled by control. So it's really important for us to raise our vibration in order to heal Gaia. This will cause quicker analysis of this vaccine. It will help heal the planet from devastating epidemic, possible destruction, maybe even complete global destruction. If we come together. Now, this is hard because we have a government and we are controlled, but it doesn't mean that we don't start now by doing the things necessary to prepare ourselves for economic collapse, so we can help each other and our neighbor and not panic. Okay, Stan Lee was a light worker. He saw this all, maybe even if he didn't know exactly what he was doing. But if we have this shift, then we're going to reach the age, we're moving into the age of Aquarius. Some say we're already there. I think we're basically there, to where it's humanitarian. And we're going to be on a whole new level, guys. Now, these gifts will, of course, need to be practiced and mastered. Some of us have already kind of gotten there, you know, as far as telepathy or channeling. You know, I've even been able to control fire and the way fire moves sometimes, or the wind. I've had an experience one time to where I healed a friend of mine. She had really bad acid reflux. I saw through her body as like it was like an x-ray machine, I've had many different things that I've experienced myself, as well as speaking to people on the other side. Because mind you, there is no death. It's just a transformation. That is true. It's just a transformation of energy. It's just that we can't, all of us, hear the frequencies of when a loved one is trying to speak with us, but so they'll show us signs. But there is a way to do that if you train yourself. But that will all happen with the enlightenment phase. I do not see the enlightenment phase being something that's going to be mass destruction, or there's going to be this huge, gamma wave or whatever coming from our star, and it's going to burn everyone, and that's just causing more fear. So just stop it. And I love a lot of Corey Good, all of them, and I think there's a huge truth in some of the stuff that they say, but this is what I know as to be fact. This is what my guide has told me. Right now, we literally have a choice in the human race. Do we let it bring mass destruction, as they have, kind of seen, and what they've been told or shown? If that's fear-based, or do we move into a more golden era to where we start becoming superhumans, super beings of light that has so much growth, so much potential? This world is just barely being tapped into. In the past, we have civilizations that have came about right there. They let ego get in the way. Some of it was wars from other alien races, because we were onto something, I think, in a way that scares some of them. However, they're now seeing that spiritually we are all connected, because, we're their children. And when that happens and they cause a mass extinction here, it affects not only us, but it affects them, and they cannot spiritually ascend. It takes them back. So, with that being said, it's really important for the human race right now to put all differences aside. Races, that's so ridiculous to me. Religion, really read it, feel what's man-made, what's said from man, and what's said and channeled truly from God. We need to come together as a light workers round table, and discuss these things openly and with love. Okay? I was out today. Oh, and as readers, okay, the intuitive message is, in the future, this will be a form of therapy. And we all have a responsibility to do this correctly through light and love. Sure, there's going to be players, there's going to be pimps, there's going to be people cheating and all these other things. But please be really mindful as how you say these things, as to not create more fear or to break up families or whatever the case may be. And if that is something that is picked up on, because it happens, give true guidance, or simply say, because this is a collective reading, please contact me if you would wish to know more, so then you could get more specific information on that situation. As readers drawing in so much energy, it makes it hard for us to pinpoint just one case. So we get a collective energy, and it is completely different when you actually have a reading, with just one-on-one. This is something kind of new I'm getting into. I have had a really hard time in the past accepting money for this, because I'm like, oh, it's a gift from God. And then literally my guides told me, well, is singing not a, God-given gift? I'm like, yeah. How about painting? You see that from even an early age, just natural gifts. These people have to have money for what they do in order to survive. So I've come to an acceptance for it, and I do need, to help my own self survive and my family, also for messages to get out and to do more work as far as being a light worker and to help heal the planet. So there of course will be charges with that. However, I am choosing to, whoever subscribes, shares, and likes, if you can take screenshots of that on your phone and send those pictures to my email, I will try to randomly select. I gotta figure out how it's going to be random. Select at least one person every week for a free reading, and it will not be public, because I don't want other people's business out there, because I go more in depth. I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, one question this, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm going to book a time frame, and we're going to get as much work done and as much healing done as we possibly can. Let me see what else. So yes, we have a responsibility to be really careful as far as what we say, as to not stir up more fear. Although it's entertaining, and a lot of the readers on here I love, for that purpose. I've seen many of them start to grow, and I'm seeing their guides work with them more as far as trying to incorporate more oracle. And I love to see that growth in people. I think it's beautiful. And this is just the beginning of what all this is going to even be. Because there will be, and there is already somewhat a new age way of doing this, but you spend how much a month, for therapy? Literally, it should be considered no different here, if you truly believe in that and know that these are real ways of healing, not just by the cards, but it's, the information that we're given and that we've learned and that we can pass on. And I saw this today, you guys, and I was like, oh my God, like, what is this? We have all these weeds growing in our backyard. And it's because we just recently had a bunch of rain. Here in Arizona, actually, it's kind of weird. And I see this like sticking out, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so pretty. So I asked my stepdad, I said, what is that? And he's like, that's weeds. I was like, but it's so pretty. I guess they're not bloomed yet, but even the ugliest forms of things or whatever still has beauty in it. My point being here is don't judge. See the beauty in everything. Try to keep your vibrations high. It's so important right now. And remember, us as a whole, just like you can't kill weeds, you can try, they come back. We'll always come back. And we together as a whole are a lot stronger than any of the control that has been put on us. So it's time to wake up, and it's time to really pray, meditate, balance yourself. If you don't know how, just, reach out, book readings, whatever you can do to help this path. Self-healing is important. That's part of what lifts the vibration. The sharing, the love. Love is what keeps us together. It's the glue that holds us together. Christ said, no one comes to the Father but through me. Well, in my opinion, some of that was maybe man said, but I also see the truth in the fact that, there's Christ consciousness. And that love has kept that together as a collective. I don't know if any of that just made sense, but Jesus to me was one of the greatest teachers that we ever had here, that walked the earth. But he was alien in origin, but we all are. And I don't think he ever meant for this to be a full-on religion type of thing. I think he was here to show us that we can, as he said, if you have faith the size of even a mustard seed, you can move mountains. He walked on water. He turned water to wine. He fed, many people from one piece of bread. I'll go into that later, but he performed healings and all these things. What was being shown is that we can do these things. He never was like, that's why I'm saying I feel like that's like a man said thing, because it contradicts itself, and there's many contradictions in the Bible. There's many contradictions in a lot of religious saying or teachings. So you got to read between the lines, guys. I'm not trying to cause fights. I'm really trying to bring people together, and I hope and pray that this is what will happen here. My point being is with enlightenment and raising your vibration, it is going to be an amazing, beautiful world. But we have to work together to get there. Otherwise, what we're going to be faced with is you just think about it. I'm not even going to speak it. Okay? And this is just a small part with this sickness. Some of the things you can do for now is go to bed with 7.83 hertz, which is Gaia's heartbeat, to help heal her. Find the right chakra attunements as far as frequency. I can't think right now. Sorry, guys. I'm getting hit by a message. Oh yeah. Alignments for your guys' chakras. Also, there's 13 different chakras, guys. And I said that before. I was like, there's 8 chakras. I was like, oh no, because there's 8 that are mainly specific to me. That's how I feel. But there's actually 13, and I will put a video down below that will actually kind of break that down a little bit. But then I want you guys to do your own research as well. But let's see what Spirit has to say about what we can do as a call to action now. Just to help with this mission here. Oh, geez. The first one that pops out is enlightenment. And this, I may not be able to use the green screen for this, guys, so you might just have the green background, but the first one that popped out is enlightenment, so I'm gonna take it. Let me just get the book out. Okay. Hello, enlightenment. Okay, and then let's go to the crystal mandala. I have so much energy going through me right now, guys. It's making me feel lightheaded. Okay, so Spirit Source, Father Sky, Mother Earth, Archangels, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, loved ones, all those who operate under the pure white light and the highest power of all love, please come forward to help me give a clear message to the Lightworker community so we could see what we can do more as a whole as far as our next call to action. Let me just get the energy in here. This is the first time I'm using this deck. I actually did an unboxing. If you're interested in either one of these, you can find them down in the link below in the pawn shop. Okay, let me just get the energy in here. I did just sage them. They're a little sticky. When cards are kind of sticky like this, you could take baby powder and just kind of rub it in your hands as you work with them, and that will kind of stop over time. Don't just like pour baby powder all over them. And then also with the sickness going on, it's very important to sage your cards. And I mean really sage them, like this, like this, this. You know, put them in a bowl, kind of let it air out for a little bit. Sage actually kills bacteria, and we don't have a way. I mean, it's not like we could take Lysol and spray these, but just for any of you out there that also are readers, try to do that, especially now, pretty frequently. Okay, I'm feeling energy right there. Just cut the deck. And I always do that. Well, I try to do that when I'm trying to solidify specific, very powerful messages, and when to stabilize the energy a little. Anyways, I ramble a lot. Sorry, guys. Let's get a message. My light workers, please. This is going to be the first week of April, and it will persist. It will persist from now until my next one. So okay, for whatever reason I'm feeling to take the bottom for this one too. So we have enlightenment, number 43. Then we have Goddess Saraswati and Ammonite, from word to world. Crystal Goddess is 888. And then we have Archangel Remiel and Argonite Rest. And I'm sorry, this is like just been all the energy I'm pulling in. It's just bear with me, guys. Crystal Angels, number 444. So we got 888 and 444. Okay, let's see first. Okay. Let's go ahead and go with enlightenment. Okay. This is our message, guys. You are waking up from your old habits and patterns. At times you may feel bewildered or not quite like yourself. Relax, all is well. You are just keeping up with your evolution and the life that you desire. Your body and mind are adjusting and adapting to your new and loving soul perspective. It is common for your mind or body to resist, react, or panic when you experience the unfamiliar or unknown. However, from this higher vantage, you can change. Wow. However, from this higher vantage, you could change any story that splits you in two and heal any wounds. Heal the planet, guys. We could change this and speed up faster healing. I'm telling you right now, mass meditations, it needs to happen. The time for action is now. The more of us, the better. You are not trying to replace a negative memory with a positive one. Instead, see all the components of a memory so that a new conclusion can form. Again, a negative memory, I'm hearing like as far as the old way of being, as far as religion and separation, and not that we don't need to be kind of separated right now, obviously, but just global separation, ethnic separation, just all of it. It's we have to change it to a positive one. So it says to see all the components of a memory. So from the past, learn from the past, so that a new conclusion can form. An unbalanced memory creates the trauma every time it is talked about or remembered. That's the divide. This divide between us, guys. It needs to stop. We have to come together if we want to survive all of this. This is just phase one. Because as more fear comes, our access, Gaia's access, tilts even more, because it already is. And she cries more and more. That's mass devastation, and we have to work together to stop it. This event or person will be blamed for pain in your life today. Let me go back so we can see this. An unbalanced memory recreates the trauma every time it is talked about or remembered. This event or person will be blamed for pain in your life today. See, it's the attack against each other. It's not okay. So a balanced memory has no charge or activation and becomes wisdom. You may even come to see a challenge as the best thing that ever happened to you. Boom, guys. This is to help us come together. Once you change and heal your opinion, again, come together. Wow, I feel like I could cry. Enlightenment will shine through as wisdom. And let's get to the next one, guys, before I start bawling. I feel everything so deeply. I have a Cancer moon, a Cancer Leo moon cusp at 0 degrees. I'm a Leo Virgo cusp. I have 5 placements as it is in Leo through my 4th and 5th house, depending on my Eastern or sidereal chart. On my Eastern chart, I'm an Aries Taurus cusp, so I'm all over the place. You guys just gotta bear with me. Like, I'm very emotional. Leo Virgo is the sign of exposure, and then you have the Cancer and Leo moon. Well, the moon and the sun is both illumination. It's exposure. It's bringing out to the light, and sometimes it makes me emotional. Well, and that and being an empath. Okay, so then we have number 40. Ooh. I am shaky. Okay, from word to world. We bring you the empowerment of word to world. What you speak of with intention, you shall manifest. Yes. You are blessed with the creative power of an open and activated throat chakra. As you release subconscious fear of speaking your truth, memories of being silenced, and claim your true divine voice, your ability to change the world through your intention is amplified. You have the power of divine creation through sound in you. What you wish to create and experience, speak of with joy. Raise your vibration. Spread the world. Wake up others. There are many times on the spiritual path when we feel we are in circumstances not of our conscious choosing. In fact, we may think there's no way I would have chosen this situation. Absolutely. We've all been there. Perhaps the mind would not, yet through the frequency of our being, we are attracted to various people, places, and things. If we have healthy self-esteem, we tend to be attracted to that which uplifts, assists, and inspires. If we are healing issues to do with self-worth or can spiritually benefit from an experience of lower vibrational energy to help us on our life journey, we'll be unconsciously attracted to that which feels lowering. Meaning, don't watch the news and be obsessed with this fear stuff, guys. That's lowering your vibration. Instead, uplift each other. Book readings. Find your light. Balance your chakras. Listen to your soul. Listen to your heart compass. Mass meditation. Those experiences tend to generate fear and negativity and don't feel good, in that they can sometimes be the motivational push we need to break free of fear because we simply cannot bear feeling that way anymore. That's exactly what's going on. Gaia is crying out because the lower vibrations and the darkness is winning. We can't do this anymore, guys. We have to break free of it. That's going to take more people waking up. That's going to be more call to action. That's going to be more spiritual work. And if you guys need more, please book a private reading on this so we can rap about it. But every week, once I hit the 4,000 hours or whatever it is, I'd like to go live so we can start doing this and speak more openly. So please share the video. They may also teach us to hold compassion for the suffering of others and inspire us to work in the healing arts. Is that not what's happening now? Lowering experiences may also help us find gratitude in our hearts for simple happiness too. What this is saying is, with fear, with fear comes light. With fear comes love. One cannot exist without the other, right? So in times that are tough like this, you will see a coming together. But this is about to be a push of a coming together that is going to be something that you have never ever seen before, guys. Not to say it's going to get too bad. It's going to get a little crazy. But that's part of our mission is to help with these things. And like I said, as light workers, we do get attacked, so we have to do the self-care, the self-work, on ourselves in order to help others and come together. Not everybody understands it, so we have to be patient. Lowering experiences may also help us find gratitude in our hearts for simple happiness too. However, if there is a more joyful way to learn that, and many times there will be, then why not choose that for yourself? The frequency of our being has a bearing on experiences and our self-esteem. The higher the self-esteem, the more likely we are to want to raise our frequency. So believe in yourself. It feels better to live with a higher frequency and higher self-esteem. We make choices that support us rather than sabotage our best intentions, and we find it easier to set clear boundaries and say no to influences not good for us. We have more fun, feel happier, and believe in our own value. We can then take risks in life that open us up to more of our divinity, raising our frequency yet again. It is a positive cycle of creation. If you want to change your experience of life, change your frequency. You will start repelling or feeling repelled by people, behaviors, or places that once may have enthralled and enslaved your body and mind. Fear will not be able to grip you in the same way as it could at lower frequencies. Amen. You'll have more energy to deal with life, and you'll attract more experiences that increase the good feelings you have about yourself and your love for the world. The easiest way to change your frequency is to consciously choose your words. If you find yourself dwelling on the negative, switch it up. Look at the same situation as a way through which you can grow. Find the lessons in everything. Learn from it, and know right this second you can change whatever vibration it is. It's a choice. The reason I chose the name, well, Treasure was a nickname, but Treasure the Future, is because future is right now. As we are living, the future is now. Also, with channeling and readings, yes, we can get the most probable outcome, but it is changeable. It's a way to see and to decipher through, oh, okay, well, if I do this, this is going to happen, etc. You can be curious and open and very willing to grow, so the situation can evolve into something far more enjoyable. You can adopt a positive attitude and be determined. You are going to empower yourself with your attitude rather than feel victimized or defeated. Don't just adjust your attitude, speak out about it differently. It is a way to grow stronger. It is a way to learn how to trust unconditionally and build your faith in the face of the unknown. It is a chance to let go or an opportunity to grow self-respect. Can you choose to claim your power to feel good about who you are, even in the face of another's fearful criticism? Light workers, God, I feel that powerful. There is also, oh my God, there is always a positive spin to find in any situation. You just have to be willing to do it. As you do, your frequency rises. When your frequency becomes incompatible with the lower vibration of negativity, one of two things happen. Either your frequency transforms the fear, exactly what I was showing you with how Gaia's cries and tips and how we can be enlightened. Either your frequency transforms with the fear and a solution appears, or your frequency repels the fear and that person, place, or situation leaves your life. Either way, this is a good solution. It allows you to feel good and attract new and uplifting energies into your life. This oracle comes to you with the message: use your voice, speak your truths and your desires, speak of what you wish to experience. And when you catch yourself thinking or speaking in a voice other than love, be kind and change it. Your words have power. Use them wisely. If another has been speaking negativity to you, you have the power to do something about it. Express how you feel when hearing it, or choose to step back, or both. You have the right and the spiritual responsibility. Oh my God, is this not what I've been saying? I love this. Thank you, Spirit. You have the right and the spiritual responsibility to choose which of the many and varied voices in this world you allow to enter your mind. If you have been working with affirmations or hypnotic suggestion, or are interested in using your voice in a healing capacity as a writer, sound healer, or artist, for example, then the Oracle encourages you to honor your healing power as you explore the role your voice can play in manifesting your divine destiny. Should take that in for a second. It's our voices. It's the mass meditations. It's our art. It's all of the things that we've already created. The free energy we already have. And many more things. I won't get into it, but this feeling, sorry. It just hurts my heart so bad to know that we have so much control on us, and that we are killing our planet and our mother because people refuse to break the control. I'm not trying to cause an uprising. I think Gaia's doing it for us. This is going to force it because the economy is going to collapse. And we're going to very well, maybe we'll have no choice but to allow these things into our life, because who knows, everything happens for a reason. And I'm feeling too much emotion right now to completely channel that correctly, but we'll get more into it later. But it's sad to me. Okay, and then number 2. All right, breathe. Number 2, let's see. Rest. And then if I didn't show this, look at, this is all the colors of our chakras. Clean water, guys. See the seashell? Free energy. A world that is equal. A world that has equal opportunity for health, for education. Can you imagine? And please imagine and manifest and see what that will be and what that will bring. Those babies suffering in the East and everywhere else, the trafficking, all that stuff is killing our mother's soul. She is crying. She feels all of that. She takes all of that in from us. When we ground, she takes that for us. She takes it in, but she's got to purge too. Let's help her, please. All right. Okay, so number 2, Archangel Remiel and Argonite. Rest. We bring you the gift of rest. We ask you to reflect on what you truly need. Do you need a break for an hour or so now to relax and recharge? Yes, I do. I do, actually. After this? Or do you need to change your lifestyle to more regularly include rest so you sustain your vitality, sense of well-being, and creative energy? Guys, this is very highly speaking to me right now. The downloaded message is the meditation and the mass meditation and the coming together of the community to raise the whole. Do you need rest that is active, that helps you switch off your mind and come out of your head into your body? Do you need rest that is physically still to deeply replenish your energy reserves at a deeper cellular level? Do you need mental rest to let go of worry and stress? Or emotional rest to let you off an emotional roller coaster and into some simple acceptance and happiness for a time? With all this panic, this is so necessary. Rest can happen in different ways and on different levels. We bring the gift of all types of rest and ask that you choose that which will feel best for you at this time. So this is our activation from word to world of what we need to do to help. But this is about helping ourselves so we can be strong enough to help others as well. Right now, everyone's been put into such panic that we feel scared, devastated. But you have to trust the universe, guys. Nothing happens by accident, and we all signed up to be here at this time for a reason and a purpose. And whatever that purpose serves, nothing happens by accident. Stay in your truth. Stay in your light. Stay grounded. Take the rest that you need. Spiritual baths, meditations, whatever it is, get a reading. It doesn't matter. Whatever it takes for you to help ground yourself so that you feel more mentally stable, we need to do it. It is needed. Being productive and getting results requires work. If you want to manifest big dreams or radical transformation, then that is probably going to require lots and lots of work. Without adequate rest along the way, you will compromise your ability to go the distance, endure transformation, and continue to be a loving light on our planet for a long, long time. I love you guys. This is so beautiful. Modern culture is often afraid. Wow, this is amazing. I love synchronicity. I love this, Spirit. Thank you. Modern culture is often afraid of surrender and finds it difficult to respect and trust in the wisdom of nature, which includes cycles of activity followed by cycles of rest, repeated over and over again with wondrous results. So this is going to be a process. This fear can create suspicion and judgment about rest, turning into something we consider to be a sign of weakness rather than wisdom, of laziness rather than intelligence, of lack of productivity rather than a way to regenerate our creative energies. And I think this is saying, I'm hearing clearly, that don't fully blame the government. Don't waste your energies on blaming the government or whoever that needs to get more of a grip on this, when together collectively we have the tools needed to be able to come together. We're so much more powerful. And I'm not saying, like, again, overthrow the government. I'm saying that we collectively, even if it comes down to a bartering system or whatever the case may be, if that was ever to be the case, I'm not saying that specifically, we have the tools necessary. And the more, there's been people who have free energy that they try to patent it, it gets taken away from them. Boom. You know what you do? You duplicate, and you duplicate, and you duplicate, and you spread it out, and you spread it out, and you spread it out. Screw the money, guys. The money at this point, it don't matter. This is survival. This literally could be survival. Not to do with this pandemic necessarily, but as far as the vibration of our world and the healing of our planet, it's essential. Clean water, helping others, spreading our knowledge. You know, everybody wants to hold on to their knowledge because they want to make money from it. And I do get it, because money is a tool. It's how we survive. But at the same time, if it's something that literally is going to be saving lives, we have technology right now that can kill cancer. It is a vibration. And I'll put that link down below. Keep spreading these videos because they keep getting taken away. Okay? It is literally, by vibration, it kills the cancerous cell. Focused on that area or whatever. But that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. And I hope that makes sense. I'm feeling so lightheaded, so I'm hoping Spirit helps speak through me that to where that I'm making sense, because this is a lot of energy. Okay. However, if you want to create and manifest big, beautiful, divine dreams in this world and continue to do so for the rest of your long, long, loving life, then you will need to claim your right to rest. Make it sacred. Make it part of how you show your love for the body that life has given to your spirit to use as it chooses this lifetime. Then your rest will be reverence. It will be pleasurable. It will feel meaningful and easier to practice. In that ease, the regeneration, healing, and inspiration it can offer, you shall increase substantially. You'll get more return on the investment of your time and restful reverie. So it's saying, manifest and the answers will come to you. Manifest, because we work so hard, as I'm trying to do right now, and it's zapping me. We work so hard to give to others that we need to take time for ourselves as well to rest and rejuvenate. How you rest, what kinds of activities or lack thereof, and which will best replenish you will vary. It will vary from person to person. It will vary for one person from day to day, hour to hour. Some days you might need much physical activity to discharge an excess of mental energy and help you clear your mind and feel refreshed. This is helping with the panic, guys. And the isolation, it's saying it's important to isolate right now. But because of it, we're all going to be feeling a little stir crazy and just panicky, and this is a way to help. On another day, that same level of activity might exhaust your body and compromise your immune system. Instead of feeling energized, you'll feel as though you are pushing yourself too hard. It is better then to step back and try something different. On yet other days, whilst lying down for a nap worked once before to restore your energy, you will feel the need of social connections with others to restore you to balance. Timing is not linear, it's fluid. Nothing happens by accident. I think this is saying universe has got our back. There's no need to rush anything. Just listen to your intuition, meditate. Those answers will come to you. Experimenting with what works to bring you rest and replenishment is part of your path of self-love and personal development. To take the time to learn how you rest best will bring you better health and well-being, whilst also triggering personal development and spiritual growth. You may wonder how this is possible, but to learn how to rest well is an art. It requires that you learn to listen to your body so you can feel when something is working or when you need to charge your approach. Then, in turn, develops your intuition and connection between body and mind. It requires that you develop compassion and patience to advance spiritual qualities, so that rather than getting frustrated or angry with yourself when you need rest, you have the strength instead to choose to be kind and respect yourself enough to learn how to meet your needs. If you are a particularly creative or a sensitive person, your needs for rest may be many and varied. Trust that this is not a weakness. When one is blessed with the gifts of creativity and sensitivity, one also needs to take responsibility for them, No matter how difficult it may be to know how to rest, or to just give yourself unconditional permission to rest when needed, know that, like any skill, it becomes easier with practice. The gift of rest from the crystal angel of Argonite and Archangel Remiel will help you find how you can best rest. So yes, through this isolation process, healing by rest is very essential. Speaking, connecting, enlightening others, of course, socially distancing yourself, coming up with creative ways of expression to get, the vibratorial message out, and how to best help others. Right now, we still have a way to do so. Immune system boosters, how to grow your own food, etc. Our resources are going to get fairly low, something that America especially has not really experienced. And so it's just a warning a little bit to just rest instead of panicking. Rest. The answers will come. Reach out to others. Know that we're all in this together, and know that through love and light, our work is important, and that it is necessary to answer that call, and that call is now. With that being said, guys, I need to go rest because my energy is completely zapped. I love you all. I appreciate all of you. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video. Especially share at this time. It is not a personal gain that I am asking for. It is for the healing of the world. I take myself completely out of it. If you like any of these decks or you wish to book a private reading, please look down at the description below to find that information. Love and light to you all. My prayers and blessings go out to all of you for strength,